So we now talk about sheaves or presheaves as contravariant functors. Now presheaves or sheaves are contravariant functors from the category of topological spaces to, say, category of sets or abelian groups or rings or modules and so on. So we regard presheaf or sheaf, you can say, as an object of the functor category. So the functor category, we also write it as this. That is the functors from topological space to abelian groups, and this op says that these are contravariant functors. So if there were covariant functors, we would just write like this, T to abelian groups. So this is a representation for the functor category. So the objects of this category are contravariant functors, and morphisms are nothing but natural transformations. So for a presheaf to become a sheaf, we have the following equalizer condition. So this we have discussed in our category theory lecture notes. So this is the equalizer condition, and this is the same as gluing. So let us parse through this definition, essentially what it means. So what it means is, say that you have two sections here. You have FUI and say FUJ, and then you are landing in FUI intersection UJ. So we are just considering two special elements. So say there is section S1 here, there is section S2 here. So this S1 and S2, they both agree on the intersection, and both of them get mapped to S prime. So if this is the case, if it is a sheaf, we are able to lift this S prime up to, say, a section S in F of U. So again, say you have two sets, S1 and S2 are the sections on these two sets. Say F of U I, you have section S1, F of U J, you have section S2. Both of these sections agree on the intersection, and you get S prime. So if the presheaf is a sheaf, then you are able to lift this S prime to S. So what if you are not able to do so? So you are not able to lift. In that case, so again, I will just rewrite this. Now I'm going to talk about sheafification. That is, you have a presheaf, but you are unable to lift it to a section S. So I'm just going to copy this again. And you have double arrow, and you have F of UI intersection U of J. So again, you have two sections, S1 and S2. These two sections get mapped to the same section S prime on the intersection, but it does not lift to a section S here. So what do? So you do what is the easiest possible thing to do, that is to take a disjoint union of S1 and S2. So you take a disjoint union, and that is precisely what sheafification is. So this is important to understand, because this will be used later on in schemes also. You take disjoint union of stocks. So now life is very easy. So if you are on F of UI, you just project to the first component. If you're on F of UJ, you project onto the second component, and anyway they both agree here. So you have done the easiest possible solution. So this is what the sheafification is. It is the easiest possible solution to make a presheaf into a sheaf. If it was not possible to lift these two to a single section, you said, okay, I will take both of them in this section here. That is pretty much it. Now morphism of sheaves is nothing but a natural transformation. So you have the arrows U to V, U to V, and this is a natural transformation, this is a natural transformation in the category theoretic sense. Now we talk about the kernel sheaf. So kernel presheaf and kernel sheaf both exist. So you do not have to, in any case, sheafify a kernel presheaf, because it comes equipped with a sheaf. So first let us define what a kernel sheaf is. So kernel sheaf is nothing but the kernel of this map. So you have, say, kernel of phi of u. So this obviously injects into F of u and goes to g of u, f of v goes to g of v. This is kernel of phi of v. So this is exactly what the kernel sheaf is. So this I'm going to write as, say, curly k of u, and this you're going to like curly k of v, so as to indicate that precisely this k of u and k of v are precisely the kernel pre-sheaves. Now our idea is to prove that this is a sheaf. So let us do this. So I'm going to copy this diagram down. So what are we trying to do? We want this map. So you have this, so this is the kernel pre-sheaf. So what do we want to show? So we have, say, two sections here, S1 and S2. They glue to a section S prime here. We want to say that this section S prime lifts to some section S here. So we want to show that this lifts to something here. So this, obviously everything is injecting into this sheaf of corresponding to F. So you have each of these things will naturally inject into So again you have S prime comes like this, S1 and S2 also come. So this map is an injection, so both of these get mapped to S prime, but since F is a sheaf, you are able to lift this to some section S. Now we just have to show that this section S gets mapped to 0 when we take this map phi of u, and that will be the end of story. Then if it gets mapped to 0, I can take S right here. So then you have S1 and S2 get mapped to S prime, and this lifts to S. So we have to show that this S which exists in this sheaf F, this gets mapped to 0. So this is not difficult to show. You just have f of u here, you have f of v here, this goes into g of u, this goes into g of v. We're just copying this diagram down. So you think of this v as one of these ui's. So say this section S1, this gets mapped to 0 here. Now this is a commutative square, so this 0 is coming from some element here. So say this section S here, so this S1 gets lifted to S, or you can say even you are lying an intersection, so say this, instead of S1 you can think of this as S prime, this gets lifted to S, and this S prime essentially is coming from the kernel, so this will get mapped to 0 in the morphism. So this gets mapped to 0 in g of v. Now since this gets mapped to 0 and this is a commutative square, this 0 lifts up to some object here in g of u, but we have in the sheaf we had the uniqueness condition for 0. So this was in the definition of the sheaf, there was this uniqueness condition, so this 0 is unique, so therefore this element is actually 0. So now you can say that this S gets mapped to 0, and that is why you're able to lift S here, and that's why we said the kernel sheaf exists because of uniqueness of 0. So in this slide we try to show that the image is naturally a pre-sheaf but not a sheaf. So we are talking about image pre-sheaf. So you have this map and you have this morphism. So this, we are talking about the image of this natural transformation. So you have this map, this is an inclusion map, so this inclusion map naturally makes image as a pre-sheaf. Now we want to show this is not a sheaf. To show that this is not a sheaf, you take two sections here, S1 and S2. So they say this S1 lies in, say, image of U1 this lies in the sheaf here, and both of them agree on the intersection. Say image of u1 intersection u2, they both agree to S prime. Now since these are inclusion maps, you also have these sections S1 and S2 here. So say this is in G of u1, this is in G of u2. Again, both of these will agree on the intersection G of u1 intersection u2. So since this G is a sheaf, you should be able to lift this S prime to some section S here. But notice that there is an inclusion map here. So this inclusion map means that it is not always possible to have the section S in here. So the section S might be in the bigger sheaf G of u, but not right here. Therefore, this is not a sheaf. So image is not a sheaf, because you might not be able to find a section S by which you can lift S prime. So your only way to make it a sheaf is to do sheafification. So you will basically take the disjoint union. Now we talk about the co-kernel sheaf. So co-kernel is nothing but this G over image. So these are naturally surjective maps right here. So again, we want to say that this is naturally a pre-sheaf because they are all elements are being taken from G of u. So this is naturally a pre-sheaf, but this is not a sheaf. So again, say in co-kernel you have section S1 and S2. So say this is on co-ker of u2. So this is say on co-ker of u1. So both these sections, they agree on co-ker of u1 intersection u2 to say some section S prime. Now since this is a surjective map, you can possibly find these sections. You will definitely find these sections here, S prime, S1 and S2. Not only because it's a surjective map, because you have this G in the quotient here. Now since G is a sheaf, you should be able to lift this S prime to some section S. But this section S might lie in some image. So this might lie in some image of u. So this section might not exist here. So this might not exist right here because it might be a part of some image of u. Therefore, it becomes 0 here. And therefore, you're not able to lift these sections up here. So therefore, you have that co-ker is not a sheaf. But you can see this is naturally a pre-sheaf because everything is taken from the sheaf G. And therefore, you again need sheafification to make this co-ker into a sheaf, which essentially would mean you are taking disjoint unions.